Actually, why do we always start here? Probably because it's where we left off last time and the load screens aren't too long to begin with. I feel like we might be wasting a little bit of time. Like, just showing things people don't necessarily want to see? I don't know. Maybe we should ask them about that, see what they think.
Yeah.
Probably be a good thing to do. And now the maid's gonna have to edit in that clip as well. Oh well. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Team Pizza Plays Renowned Explorers International Society. I, of course, am Whatthefnu.
I am just watching that poor maid's workload pile up.
It's okay. She does it for a living.
I'm just
She doesn't hate me too much for it, right? Right?
I'm just imagining her. I'm just imagining her just sitting down with a cigarette. Her and I just taking a smoke break, saying, "So, Fanu got you working on a bajillion things too." Eh.
Shit, I don't pay her not to show me snark. There's been a flaw in this plan. All right,
Just
nothing of
imagine.
interest in that area. I essentially waste my time. Great. Let's visit the oasis and get us some supplies. Pick dates. Yep, looks like she did properly. Dolores, you came through for us. And we got extra money off of it, too. Enough to make some... Oh, we sold them to the locals. Nice. Oh, that's a collect, too, so it's like super money. She even leveled up off of that. This is a pretty good start to this episode.
Yay, everything's coming up Millhouse.
We're confident after casting Primal Roar, or that's a debuff that gives the target minus 20 speech defense for one turn. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're definitely going to do that because we're definitely building a more devious Dolores than we are building in Athletic Dolores, even though we're actually putting all of her points in the Athlete perk. Just simply because I know it'll help during the last map of the game, considering we make it that far. And we just took that scientific approach for nature challenges, so why not, right? So we either lose one supplies, or we lose one supplies and get three collect, or we can just continue exploring. 9 supplies, okay. It's worth taking the one hit. It's not like we're losing resolve or anything. And she failed anyway on a 17% chance. Way to be.
You suck.
She's no Pinhedro, confirmed.
Pinhedro.
I don't want to keep nailing that in. I don't want that joke to get old. He's too precious a character to burn like that.
Pinhedro wasn't a playable character. He was an experience.
Anna is obsessively looking through maps and at the obelisk. Charles looks a bit flabbergasted as Anna sums up locations and calculations. Suddenly, she knows something. Aliens! I beg your pardon? Anna begins to rant about how aliens visited ancient Egypt and the pyramids, and this obelisk are proof and blah blah blah. Charles can't listen to it any longer. It seems that every bright mind must be a little crazy. You don't say! What tipped you off, genius?
I'm not saying it was aliens. But it was aliens.
Travel for 0 supplies? What? How does that happen? Especially in the desert. Hidden hoard of this expedition. Nice. We'll take a significant discovery on that. We've only seen that once before, too. Just a random empty space that had extra tokens on it that we could take. It's nice, little things like that. Do we get 2 supplies off of this, or do we risk 1? I wish I could look at the map and see how far away our destination is. Because if we fail this, we've only got 5 supplies to get there, and there's only an oasis to... I'll take the 50% chance. Charles has been doing pretty well for us so far. Is he a miracle worker, though? No, he's not.
Speaking of wishing.
This is not a desert for pushing our luck, I've noticed. I think we're just going to keep... We're just going to avoid challenges like that from now on, shall we? Anyways, you were saying...
Oh, speaking of wishing. So, did you see the latest trailer? The trailer for the latest season of The Fairly Odd Parents?
I have not. Sadly, I don't watch a whole lot of TV these days.
Well, that's fine. because you're missing out on a horrible new addition.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, Timmy, you know, he has his two fairies, and now they have a baby, and now he has a magical dog, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now he's got a neighbor named Chloe, with whom he must share his fairies, because there's a shortage of fairies.
Huh. You can't really, well, you know where I'm going with this, but we can't just, make more of them?
It's like, I mean, this is, I guess, is what happens when fairies say fairies are no longer allowed to have children. So, here's the problem with it.
The fairy world is actually becoming China. They have a restriction on how many family members you can have.
Sort of, because the reason why fairies aren't allowed to have babies is because they haven't gone haven't gone good or evil yet, that they're still neutral, just have untapped magical potential that can be used in any way whatsoever.
That's
So,
seriously the reason?
mm-hmm.
Really? They're seriously pulling social commentary in a children's show about fairy godparents?
Yep, because
Are you born evil? We don't know, so we're just gonna not let you be born to begin with. That's a sound strategy.
because fairy babies have uncontrollable, untapped magic, and that magic can easily be used for anything.
Why did I
even
do that?
evil.
Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Oh, this is bad. That's... I'm a dumb. I'm a dumb!
You're not Dee Dee. But yeah, so basically, that's the reason why they can't have babbies. But see, at first I'd be on board with the idea of Timmy having to share his fairies. But because he's done it before, he's loaned them out to people who really needed them. I mean, like Tootie, that little glasses girl, has a crush on him. He loaned them out to her for her birthday because her life sucks. The problem is she can't keep a secret, so the episode became, we gotta get the fairies away from her before she blurts out the secret and they have to go away forever. So, and that was a good episode.
Did I just get a hug from that mummy? I
Mummy's
do believe
alive.
that's exactly what just happened.
Mummy's alive.
I really don't want to do this. Because I know what's going to happen with our friend up there. And I've always wanted to see what happens when you... I think we discussed this last playthrough, too. The idea that you never see how this situation gets resolved peacefully. Because if you're
Yeah.
taking a peaceful team, you're going to be going to the Highlands, not here.
Yeah. Where was I?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. So yeah, I'd be on board with him sharing his fairies. The problem is, Chloe is a Mary Sue character. Her life is already perfect. In fact, when she's introduced as a perfect human being who has regular phone conversations with the President of the United States. Everyone automatically loves her. She gave Timmy's parents tips that made them filthy rich. She has a rock climbing wall and the basketball hoop in her room.
Huh.
She just wants to do nothing but help and bring joy. Her only flaw, she helps too much and it somehow leads to a town's devastation.
You know what this actually reminds me of?
Go
Back in the day, when I remember this contest because I actually tried to enter it. Cartoon Network had a contest, like, they put out an open call to animators. It's like, hey, do you have a cartoon that you'd want to put on our channel? Because we're really hurting for content right now, so if you would be so kind.
We're fishing for jokes. We're not even trying to hide the fact.
So this is where we actually got a lot of pilots for shows like the Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo. It's where all of them came from during that same era, that same contest. At least that's the story I've been led to believe.
Yeah, I mean, whatever happened to Robot Jones and Billy and Mandy pretty much spawned out of that, if I recall.
And there were a whole bunch of different pilots out of this. I still remember some of these shows that never came to fruition. One of them was about a girl who, her whole gimmick was that she had perfect luck.
Lucky Lydia.
Lucky Lydia. Yeah, that was it.
Yep. Everything. Yep.
Everything's coming up Lydia. And gee, I wonder why that show never took off, because this character can't be related to.
Exactly. Everything for that girl was just on. I mean, it was an interesting one-off, but when you really think about it, comedy comes from pain. Victory comes from adversity. Relatability comes from suffering. And if your character has nothing of that to that degree, your character isn't enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't even have to. They don't have to be, put through the ringer or put through a genocide. It's just, I mean, look at Barney. He helps kids. He helps. There's conflict. He helps resolve it. There you go. And he learns things with the kids. He doesn't know everything. Relatability, and that you learn it with him. Look at Thomas the Tank Engine. He learns lessons about pride and doing your job correctly. He's a flawed character.
He's kind of a kid himself, if you think about it.
Oh yeah, Thomas is definitely a kid. Oh yeah, he's definitely seen as a kid. Especially in the eyes of the older engines. But I mean, with Chloe from the Fairly Odd Parents, she is a literally perfect character. I mean, not perfect as in perfectly written, just a perfect, everything about her life is great. Except her one flaw of she tries to help, but it goes so wrong. I mean, her first wish with Cosmo and Wanda is that everyone would share. Oh, look at her being perfect and happy, perfect and cheery again.
Did they ever address that, why you can't just wish for world peace?
I'm sure they did at some point, because the rules at first seemed pretty fair, like you can't wish someone into love.
The rules. Oh my god. The fucking rules.
I love the rules.
Well, here's the thing about that. Scott Cawthon is recently on record saying something like, when he's referring to the Five Nights at Freddy's book that came out, he's essentially saying, look, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, this takes place in a different timeline. And the reason for that is because sometimes a world just becomes so weighed down with lore that you can't do anything with it anymore. You just have to cut your losses and put something in a different timeline.
He's not wrong.
Oh, this sucks. I can't... Do I want to pull aggro? Yeah, okay. Dolores will surely pull aggro for the surrounding units. Okay. So I can do some damage on this unit. Pull aggro to her and to make sure that Anna doesn't get attacked for another turn. Hopefully hold on to... What does more damage to her? Yeah, because she's resistant. Ambassador is resistant to Terrify, so... I mean, it makes sense. She's the goddess of war. She's got nothing to fear.
Except Kratos.
I wonder if they ever considered that. Just like... maybe just a god of war and... what's the game... What's that MOBA? Where you're playing as gods from different pantheons? Smite. Kratos versus Smite. That sounds like a YouTube video somebody needs to make.
I am the god of war. So am I. So am I. So am I.
Only one of us can be the true god of war. We must fight.
Well, actually, I'm the god of war, medicine, and healing. So I'm invincible. I also have healing properties. I'm a 12th level vice president.
What?
I was throwing in a Futurama joke. But, yeah, that would be entertaining.
Let's see here. Well, she may not be afraid of me, but everybody's afraid of electricity.
Tell that to Team Rocket. They pretty much expect it at this point.
I love how they addressed that, too. Like, Meowth is trying to pick the lock to an electric cage, and he's like, this is easy. After all the years of getting shocked by Pikachu, this is a no-brainer. I don't even feel it at this point. My nerves are shot, bro.
It was the greatest. I love that. In fact, yeah.
It's one of those things that's both hilarious and sad at the same time if you look at it in the greater context of what it means for the character.
Yeah, he's been put through so much pain from that little rat. What makes it even funnier is that this came from during a time when Pokemon did.
It's like when I'm in bed with a beautiful woman, I don't feel anything. When I'm succeeding for Giovanni, I don't feel anything. But when I'm battling Pikachu, I feel.
I've never felt a pressure like this before. never felt a battle like this before.
Can we actually escape the tomb this time, though? My god, we've failed this so many times. All the quick thinkers in the crew, all the fighters. We don't have any scouts. Built up odds? How do you build up odds for this? I wonder. Oh, we did it. No getting rescued by Rivolu this time. Impressive work. So we actually get campaign for that. Okay. We miss out on a couple tokens. And he tells us about the anti-explorers. Go back to London. Nice. Memphis Desert is taken care of. Only one treasure. Probably because I didn't hoard my gold like last time. Oh, lesson learned. I'll be sure not to spend it all.
Mm-hmm.
Lesson learned, everybody. That's actually a very good lesson. I was gonna make a joke, but saving your money just in case you need it for something, yeah, that's very good life advice.
Oh yeah, that reminds
Don't
me.
spend it all in one place, folks.
So yeah, the episode of Pokemon you were talking about comes from a little Pokemon miniseries called Pokemon Chronicles, if I recall. And they were basically just little snippets about the minor characters Ash and crew would have encountered before. And they were fascinating because they weren't about the main characters.
Yeah, I loved that, actually, because it told stories about Misty. And I was like, no, I'm not ready for her to go yet. I want to know what she did. Turns out she didn't do anything too incredibly important, but at least I got to stay with her a little longer.
Yeah, I liked it. We got to see her.
We got to see her being a gym leader.
Yeah, like think about that. She's a gym leader. We never actually get to see her do that.
I think that's part of why Pokemon Origins was so appealing. Like the story of Red.
Yeah.
Well, not only did we get to see a main character that was actually competent.
Yep.
But we also... It was just something we didn't usually see. It was different. It was interesting. It was... Archaeologist legends or architecture? What we learned from her? How about... Oh, what the hell? What's something she wouldn't have learned otherwise? Oh, neither, because she doesn't have archaeologists naturally. Never mind. Legends. Anyways, sorry.
But yeah, it's like we got to see this different sides of this world. We actually got to see the characters doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that back on track, by the way.
Oh, no, you're good. We got to see, like, what I loved about the Misty episodes that we saw she had a Gyarados in an episode of Johto, we see she has a Gyarados. Here we see where she gets that Gyarados. It belongs to her. Like, her gym has that. And as a child, she was afraid of that Gyarados because she accidentally climbed in its mouth and it shut its mouth in surprise because, it's like, ugh, what the hell is in my mouth?
I don't remember eating that.
And it's the first time we actually see a Gyarados close its mouth, too.
That was just Nintendo secretly appealing to the fan base. It's like, see, you can end the theory crafting now. This is actually possible.
As a kid, I always thought Gyarados had the most bizarre, garish voice because it had these big lips and mustache. So I thought I thought it sounded like a barber top quartet singer because it looked like it was opening its mouth to go. That's what I thought Gyarados was. I thought Gyarados was this magical singing fish that if you didn't let it sing, it would get angry, like Jigglypuff. And so
Hello, my baby. Hello,
Hello,
my
my
honey.
darling.
I can just imagine a Gyarados popping out of the ground. Somebody edit that for me, please. In like the original series, when they're on the raft and the Gyarados tears it apart, he pops out of the ground. Everybody's scared. James's Magikarp evolves into the Gyarados. He pops out of the ground, the fucking top hat and monocle. And instead of killing them all, he goes, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. And then he kills them.
Because that's what I thought he was. As such, to see Misty. So yeah, Misty goes back to the gym and she's dealing with these dudes called the Tentacruel brothers.
Mm-hmm.
3 dudes who have Tentacruel, and they challenge her saying, yeah, we should be the gym leaders. And so they fight her, they beat her in her corner, then Gyarados shows up, and then Gyarados and Misty beat the crap out of these guys. And after that, she sends them packing.
Yeah.
In my mind, it's what she should have been. It's the level she should have been at throughout the entire series.
And speaking about the level we should be on, next time on Team Pizza Plays, we will be taking our increasingly unstable crew over to the emerged island to finally send them over the edge, because now Anna will know, once and for all, ghosts do in fact exist. Until then, I'm Whatthefnu.
Going to catch 'em all because she is Anna.
And we'll see you again next time. Later, everybody.
Later.